Hey fellas, how you doing? It's Johnny. In this video I'm going to speak about why lots of men, I suppose I can say women as well now because I have a few women following the YouTube channel and they've also got social anxiety, but I'll use the term men because I mostly work with men. I've coached only like a couple of women. So I was thinking today about myself, some of the things that I struggle with and how I overcome them, or how I continue to overcome them. And as usual, I thought what a better way than to share some of my experience with struggling with addictions and previous social anxiety, and then I would inform you or remind you of lots of men that come and work with me on my 6 weeks program, or people that send me emails, people that follow my YouTube videos, asking me the same question just in different ways. And this has come from my life's experience. It's kind of nice that I'm going to throw all these different, they're all experiences. They're my own experiences, from experiencing it myself, from teaching other people, from seeing, from observing, I guess from judging as well, being human. So just going to get my mind right because I've had a lot of thoughts today, get myself present. So I woke up today, felt good, felt relaxed. I was thinking about stuff, always thinking of new ideas. There we go, feel more relaxed. And I thought, what's one of the key things that really affects people socially, with their self-esteem, with feeling good, with overcoming their depression, with making more money, with getting better with relationships? And I thought, for some reason again, I was pulled over in my mind emotionally. I was pulled back into when I used to go out and pick up women from the street, and I thought to myself, yeah, this makes sense. Because I remember secretly, unconsciously, when I was really struggling with my life, I was struggling with my past. I was really struggling to deal with the abuse from my dad and so much, lots of shame, lots of things that I was ashamed about growing up, that just feelings and stories and thoughts that have been continually to plague me for many years. And because I didn't know how to deal with these feelings and thoughts, I didn't know how to deal with them. I had no idea there was a process. I just accepted that this is just, they're parts of me, this is who I am. I did what most people do, and again I've seen it countlessly in the pickup community and in the dating industry. It's the same thing. People go out and they think they can run away from their problems. They think they can run away from their problems about who abused them in the past, what someone said, just not dealing with their own emotional issues. That's the word I was looking for. So I'm a bit slower today, I'm too relaxed today, and I thought that's exactly how I was. So I'm not judging anyone. I had a very hard time dealing with my own issues. So what I did was, you could say, they talk about this in spirituality, they talk about this in psychology. I suppose I projected my problems outside. So I thought, yeah, my problems are with getting women. But deep down I knew that wasn't true. I knew that attracting women it's not rocket science. My mum met my dad. It's not really an unattainable skill. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, it's not really that much of a skill. Now hold with me for a second, because this is a contradiction, but there's truth in it. It's not really a skill for me to go out and to learn how to have sex with women. It's actually a skill for me to deal with my own emotional problems and stop blaming other people and stop being jealous and being really angry. That's another word that came to me this morning. I was such an angry man, and I frightened people when I was angry, and I put people off, and people didn't want to hang around me. And I done even worse, I attracted other angry people, and we all packed together like wolves. And this is very scientific, this is very social, very human, that we attract what we are. We attract what we are. So of course at the time, I was around pickup artists. That's what I attracted, that's what I became, and that's what I was around. And I wasn't happy, and I was angry, and I was jealous, and I was mistrustful, or I didn't really trust people. I didn't fully trust my own emotions as well. So that's exactly how my life was. But it's interesting, because you would say to yourself, and just asking the psychology, why do people do this to themselves? Why would someone harm themselves? Because it's self-harm, isn't it? And I'm just going to answer completely honest from my experience, from someone who is in that place, is not in that place no more, and coaches and helps people every week to overcome this same predicament. I think we do it because Well, I don't think it's because we're afraid. And it's hard to sometimes explain it in words. It's hard to just go, it's because there's many complexities. I think a lot of it is shame, but I think if we went right down to it and we're honest, we don't like dealing with the feelings. So if we put our minds back now, if I stopped you and I said, go back in time, and go back in time when you got abused, or when someone made you feel ashamed, or when you felt angry, or someone done something to you that upset you, go back in time, stay in that feeling. It would probably be, oh, you don't want to feel it, or you don't want to think about it. Or it's more worse when the story just emerges without you even controlling it. The story just breaks out, and the story can break out anywhere. It can break out whilst you're with people, that can give you social anxiety. It can break out whilst you're at home by yourself, that can give you depression. So people look for an immediate distraction, and usually always our distractions is always, it's an egoic desire. It's an egoic desire that is, what's the word I'm looking for? It is, oh God. It's an egoic desire that the majority of the masses validate us for. That's what I'm looking for. My words are coming a bit smoother now. So what happens is, the truth is painful for everyone, usually, to begin with, initially, and then truth's beautiful after. And it's beyond difficult. It depresses us, it hurts us, it makes us feel insecure, it makes us feel embarrassed, it makes us question our whole existence on the earth, it makes us question other people, it makes us say, oh fuck this, I can't handle it, oh fuck that, I'm gonna go and have a drink. So we go to the alcohol. In my case at that time, because alcohol was never a massive crutch for me, although I did indulge in alcohol, it was sex with beautiful women, because I always wanted that feeling of people saying, yeah man, you've got it. You've got it, you're a cool man, Johnny's a cool guy, he gets women. I wanted that. But I say I wanted that. Which me? Not my true self, but I didn't know who I was back then. And this is what the men who come to me to get my help, they actually want to get direction. And I know it sounds a little bit cheesy and it gets said a lot, and I feel a bit silly saying it, but people actually want to find out who they are as a person, their true self. But to find out your true self, you have to look at, usually, you can't get around it. You have to look at what you don't like about yourself, or what happened to you. And that's really looking at, you could say it's a person, we could separate them in personalities and say, you have to look at the guy in you that's ashamed. And then you have to look at the guy in you that's angry, and then you have to look at the guy in you that's jealous, and the guy in you that doesn't think he's good enough. So by going into these egoic or mass-driven goals, we think that our pain's going to be taken away. What we think is, no one's going to know about my pain. If I make lots of money and I sleep with lots of women, that those things that happened in the past, no one will ever find out about it, and eventually the pain will go. But that's not the truth. Sorry to tell you, that's not the truth, because that's what I thought. I thought, let me make the money to get the demons away. Started to make the money. It lightens it a little bit. It gives you the illusion for a while. You think, yes, I feel happy, I've done it. And it's a horrible, horrible trick that we play on ourselves as a society, spiritually, emotionally. And there's a part of us deep down, not even there's a part of us, our true self, our feelings, what we know in our heart that's going, nah, you can't get rid of this pain. The inner child saying, this, you can make all this money, Johnny or David or Frank, whoever I'm speaking to, Mohammed, I'm just throwing names out, Jenny, Sarah, they're saying, I'm hurt, this ain't gonna do it. It doesn't matter how much money you made, you're making the money to please the outside world. What about me inside? What about how I feel? I don't feel loved. I feel angry, I feel disgusting, I feel ashamed. And you're just you're ignoring him or her, your inner child. And then you get confused, because of course you're gonna be around like-minded people who are probably damaged as well and haven't looked at their pain. So they're keeping this fiction going. They're keeping it going around you because they're in the same predicament. And you're getting validated from people that haven't really looked at their own pain, that they don't know who they are as well. So it's the blind leading the blind. And it's all creating from you. It's nothing to do with me. It's not even to do with them. Even though you're attracting them and they're attracting you, it's down to the individual, it's down to you. When I found this out, guys, I was spooked. it probably caused me a nervous breakdown from years of hiding. Hiding from what? From having childhood abuse? Is that the worst thing in the world? There's bigger problems in the world, people go through bigger things. I think most families are going to pass on some abuse to their children, according to a great psychologist, Gabor Mate, that I've spoken about. But what I like about what he said was, we can minimise the damage we do to our children. We're only human. It's natural that we're going to pass on some of our bad beliefs or insecurities, but we have to work on ourselves. We have to heal ourselves as much as we can. That's why I put 2 years of my life into healing, because I didn't want to pass this on to my son, my future son, or my daughter, or my wife, or my friends. I had to take responsibility. So what you're doing is, as well, if you're living like this, you're being unfair to other people. And it's such a catch-22, because I feel your pain, believe me, because I used to think people don't like me, so I'm not going to go around people, because people hate me, they don't like me. That was the story in my head because of what my dad did. People don't like me. As soon as I walk in a room, everyone looks and says, oh, look at this disgusting piece of shit, look at this horrible guy, look at his horrible face. That's the voices in my head. We don't want to be around this guy. So I wouldn't put myself in situations to experience that. But I would put myself in situations with liars, cheats, and people that I didn't trust, people that are angry and hateful, because I felt better around them, because that was me. This is happening unconscious. So I was actually building relationships from a dysfunctional personality. I was a dysfunctional man. My whole life was dysfunctional. Everything, every single thing was dysfunctional. So even when other family members were actually functional and being nice to me, I didn't know how to deal with it, because I didn't really trust it. So it's causing a lot of chaos. So one day I might be okay, next day I'm a raving lunatic. I always remember my nan saying to me, God, Jonathan, you're so angry, you got so much anger in you. And I used to go, yeah, I know, well, yeah, you know. I was only like 21, I was full of anger. But I wouldn't be hard on myself now, I forgave myself, because it's lack of knowledge. I didn't understand what was going on. But usually there's deeper aspects of ourselves, and it's beyond intellectual understanding, it's emotionally trying to communicate with us. And that's why lots of men get into fights or they bully, because they suppress their emotions. And it's the suppressing of emotions that causes the social phobia, because you go and meet someone who speaks to people and you're hiding, because really you want to show you're angry. You want to go, ah, fuck, fucking life, ah. But you can't show that. You can't show that, obviously, because that's going to scare the crap out of people. So obviously, you tighten up, you hide, and you, hi, how you doing? All right, yeah, hello. You become a people pleaser because you have to hide that. It's not their fault. They don't know you. It's not their problem. They don't owe you a living. They've just met you. And this could be a girl that you're dating. So you're in a relationship with a girl, and she meets maybe when you're in a good mood. So maybe you jumped out for a second, you're in your best self. She meets this guy and goes, oh, he's lovely, I want to date this guy. And a few months down the line, you can't sustain that. You can't sustain that mask. And, ah! Ah! Sorry. And that's the anger. That's how much anger I used to feel. And that's like a possession. It's like another entity inside of you. And when people see that, they go, oh my God. That's what women used to say to me. Oh my God. I've never been spoken to like this by a man. I can't believe it. And I used to feel righteous about doing that, because I used to think, she's causing it, she's causing me to go mad, or my mum's doing it. But it wasn't her, it was me. But it was a result of what happened to me when I was younger, what my dad used to do to me. If someone hits you, kicks you, punches you, shouts in your face, throws things at you, spits at you, calls you names, of course it's going to affect you. Haven't you seen animals that get beaten and they become aggressive, or when someone touches it, it starts screaming? So as much as we like to think we're men, we're strong, we are strong to a certain extent, but we're very vulnerable. So if you didn't get love when you're younger in the right way, you're going to be conflicted and confused. You're going to have separate personalities. You're going to be all over the place. So of course you're going to feel it's difficult to trust people. And then of course, if you don't fix yourself, your whole life, your whole decisions, your whole thinking, the clothes you wear, your personality, the beliefs that you take on, they're going to be coming from lots of different sources of personalities. Of course that's going to cause you to feel separated and isolated and depressed, because it's not coming from a true place. Or maybe sometimes it's coming from a true place, but most times it's coming from a false place. And that's what has the illusion of not being able to trust other people. Or even when you've got someone in front of you that's being genuine, you're not even sure. I've been through all this, I know exactly how you feel. So much conflict. I can't be too nice, people will take advantage. If I'm really aggressive, I'll frighten them off. Where do I stand? How do I make friends? So, I know I've gone a bit off topic. So, when I was going out meeting women, I was avoiding looking at this work. And that's why when people say to me now, how comes you're not doing infields? Because infields is not the truth. This is the truth, these videos. These are the difficult areas that you won't find that many videos on YouTube about this stuff. Because I've researched myself, I'm always learning, and I like learning from other people. And there's a couple of good spiritual teachers, but I don't see many people really talking about this. And this is a good thing in a way. This is great because you guys have got me, and this is all coming from my own experience with social anxiety, low self-esteem, problems of life, anxiety, depression, you know, lacking confidence of women. But I was able to become successful in my life in pretty much all the areas that I struggled with. So just one that comes off the mind, and it's not even the most important, money. I was able to start making money when it was always a struggle for me. I was able to actually start to trust people when that used to feel impossible. Then I was able to teach other people public speaking. But these are small things. They're big, but they're small. But the real work, I was able to actually fix my trauma, to look at all my pain and to put it out into the world. Go, yeah man, this is what I've been hiding from everyone. This is what I've been hiding from some friends that knew me for 10 years. This is what I was hiding from my family. I'm not having it no more. I'm not having it try and trick me, try and blackmail me, try and threaten me with death, with fear, with abandonment, with not going to be liked. Nope, not going to have it, because that's not my true self. That's just some psychological trauma that needs exercising or removing. So that's really the reason why I got into pickup artistry. Of course I wouldn't have admitted at the time because I didn't know, I was younger then. I just felt there was pain. And whilst I was doing it, of course I enjoyed it. So people might say, but you spent hours doing that, you were great at that, all the videos. Yeah, I had to go through that, but I stopped it. Now I enjoy my life. Of course, it's obvious, you can see. I'm much calmer, I'm much more relaxed. So it's not a bad thing to meet women. It's actually a really good thing to meet a good woman. But it's a bad thing if you're going out to meet women to hide your social anxiety and the trauma that one of your parents has caused you. And you're basically being a dishonest person. And no one's ever going to trust a dishonest person, because you wouldn't even trust yourself. So if you wasn't to trust yourself, how on earth would anyone else trust you? That would be projected, that would be shown or felt, eventually that would be seen. Your whole life will be like that. There'll be no point trying to make money. You can try and make money, but when you make money, who are you going to spend it with? How are you going to share your experiences? Because you wouldn't trust the money as well. Because the money's the relationship, guys or women. You wouldn't trust love. So it's all about self-control, it's about honesty. That's how I did it. Do you know what, guys? You have to do this work gradually. That's why I spend 6 weeks with people, minimum 6 weeks, sometimes 12 weeks, sometimes longer, depends on how serious people are and how much work they need to do. But this is worth it. It's not even questionable. It's like saying, how much does my life mean to me? Of course it's worth it. So I'm going to talk about something else. This was meant to be another video, but it feels right just to continue. So there's a concept I love. And Bruce Lee was the first person I heard speak about it, and then Jeff started to teach me and talk to me about it, and I said to Jeff, oh, I remember Bruce Lee saying this, and then I remembered I heard it from somewhere else. He talked to me about contracting in order to expand. But what most people do is they're trying to expand, but they're not contracting. So I'll just explain what that means. So for example, and again, it's back to what I said about the masses, the desires of the masses. So the masses would say, let's say for example, how would I impress the masses on Facebook? If I had pictures of me with beautiful women, if I was in maybe a nicer suit than this is not a bad suit, and I had loads of money, I'd say, look at me, I'd get a thumbs up from the masses, I'd get approved. But internally, that might not work for me, it probably won't. If I've got childhood trauma and issues around trust in relationships or hate towards people or racism or any kind of anger or anything that I'm hiding from, that's not going to validate me. But people can't always see what's happening on the inside. So you just see the outside, the mirage. So that was the same thing with pickup. So people would have seen Johnny Berba 3-4 years ago and said, look at this guy, man, he's so lucky. I wish I was like this guy. He's tall. I hear this a lot. He's white. I don't know whatever. I don't know what that's got to do with anything. And he's charming and he picks women up, man. Wow, I wish I could be this guy, and he's a teacher and all this. But I wasn't happy on the inside like I am now. Because I wasn't contracting, I was just expanding. I went through that stage of expanding. More money, get laid more, brag more, more validation, more YouTube videos of picking up women, Got to get more cheating, more addictions, more alcohol, more violence, more backstabbing, more hate, more. The more, the less on the inside. We go the opposite way, so we say, what's hurting me? What's making me dishonest? I'll tell you what's making me dishonest. Time. I don't like the people I'm around, period. I'm not even going to get small talk around it. I can't trust them. I don't like the way they treat people. They're cheats and they lie all the time. And I'm like, oh, but I'm exactly the same. So if I stop seeing them, who would I be? I'm going to be by myself, abandoned. And honest people wouldn't hang around with someone like me, a pick-up artist who went out and cheated his way towards meeting women. They're going to think I'm a scumbag. They're going to think I'm a piece of shit. I'm a scumbag. I had to deal with all that. That's why I'm good. That's why I'm here. I never quit, guys. I never quit. That's why I'm a good teacher. I'm an honest teacher, because I made lots of mistakes. I learned from my mistakes. Anyway, enough about me. So I thought to myself, it's going to be hard letting this go, because there's a part of me that likes shagging different women. I like the feeling of being attractive towards women and having that female attention and having women. I like that feeling. There's part of me that likes that feeling. The damaged part of me likes that feeling. I like that feeling of other men seeing me do well as well, that really insecure man I was. But it's starting to hurt me, it's starting to give me depression. I'm like, oh, it's too painful. God, take it away from me, I can't take it no more. I'm stopping this bullshit. So I stopped going out on the street. But when I stop going out on the street, I have to deal with the story from my dad. It's coming up stronger than ever. I have to go and look at it. I've got no choice to go and speak to him, which I did. It takes all my pain away, or at least 80% of it. The rest is just small residue just from the past, little things that are not really a big deal I can work on. I'm working through all the time by doing these videos and helping other people to contract, expand and heal and become an honest person and have a nice life and be normal, a socially normal person, whatever normal is, you know what I mean? So I thought, I'm feeling more self-esteem. This don't make sense. I've gone against the masses. Everything the masses taught me. I've got no women around me. I'm single. Okay, once in a while I have a wank in the shower, a cold wank to an ex-girlfriend that I was in love with, but I'm by myself and I feel more attractive. What's going on? This is bizarre. Am I losing my mind? Have I become too spiritual? Do I believe in God? Have I lost the plot? But I feel good. And then I think, well, hang on a minute, I've given up something that hurts me. Let me try and give up alcohol, because that's becoming a problem for me. So I give up alcohol. It makes me look at stuff. I look at it, I heal, and I feel even more better. My eye contact's becoming better. I've stopped feeling ashamed. I have to put my head down when I walk down the street. I don't have to keep second guessing myself every time I'm in a conversation. So I give up the alcohol and I think, what else could I give up? Let me actually give up talking bad about people, even people that I disliked. Let me work on forgiving them, or just not mention them at all. I start doing that, more self-esteem comes. Let me work on forgiving women that cheated on me years ago, and I know they cheated on me, because I cheated on them. I was a hypocrite. I start doing that, I start feeling more better self-esteem. And then I start saying, right, there's things that frighten me and it annoys me, I'm going to start facing it. What frightens me? This is 2 years ago, guys, I'm not talking about now, just so I don't confuse you. Do you know what frightens me 2 years ago? Posh hotels. I know it's surprising because people think, what? Scares the life out of me. It's an old story from a kid. Because I'm from a working class background, council estate, and it's just got, I don't know, I think I'm not allowed to go in there. So I practiced it for 1 year. 1 year I go into all the posh hotels, I practice, I'm not afraid no more. I'm as if I'm in my bedroom. More comfortable in the posh hotels than I was in my bedroom. So I'm contracting to expand. I'm doing private practice. Then I say, let me be a little more vigilant and aware about what I'm posting on Facebook. I don't want to post crap. I don't want to post crap about, look at what I've done. Look how big my dick is. Look how much money I make. Look at the women I pick up. Fuck all that. Fuck that. That's fucking bullshit. So I had a bit of anger, a bit of passion. I don't care what people think about me. I care about what my family, I care about what I think. What do I think? So I start posting truth, honest stuff about vulnerability, stuff that I care about, how I want to help people. And then you can't win because people start liking that and you're back in the same loop. Bit of a joke. So I just reduced that. Personal boundaries. I'll start working on personal boundaries. Not overdoing it, because before I was crazy. Scare people. Nice and calm. Relax. I was a bit of expressed anger there. I start working on self-control. I'm walking down the street. A guy stares at me for too long. I'm not like my old self. What's he staring at? I'm gonna get ready to knock him out. No, maybe he's staring at me because he thinks I'm attractive. I'm not a bad looking guy, I'm quite charming. Maybe he recognises me from YouTube, whatever. Nice and calm. Just go and say hello to him, go shake his hand. Most times go and do it, he's a lovely guy. Paranoia, start working on paranoid thoughts. Because this is what trauma does to people. I coach people every week with similar problems, paranoia. Start working on paranoia. When the mind's saying all this rubbish, go challenge the mind. That's not true. That's not true that I can't go and speak to that attractive girl because she's going to think I'm horrible. She's going to scream and shout. Go and speak to her, say hello, she's really friendly. Then I start thinking, let me contract more. Can I trust myself around women? I had to ask myself that. Could I trust myself around my friend's girlfriend and not try and shag her? Because I know all these tricks. I've learned how to manipulate people from the pickup stuff, from my old horrible damaged personality. And I'm like, I know I can trust myself. And I put myself in situations where trust is asked of you. And you don't break the trust, then you start trusting yourself. So that's how we start trusting ourselves. If we can't trust ourselves, nothing's real, nothing matters, nothing's good. And of course, self-trust is a continuation. But you get to a level, I always say this in my videos, and I hope you guys understand it, or you understand what I mean. Sometimes I feel like I talk a lot. You get to a level of consistency, where you consistently trust yourself. You consistently, come out words, like yourself. And start working on positivity. But I don't think positivity is something that you have to sort of fake and work on. I think it is you naturally become more positive when you face your demons. Does that make sense? It's a bit like when people used to say and pick up the blueprint and the methods. I used to say, once you're confident, you don't need methods. As a matter of fact, the real method is to not do any method. That's contracting. So you go out to a woman and you don't use tricks. If you're nervous, you talk to her being nervous. Eventually, you get so confident at being who you really are, which initially is nervous and awkward. You're not awkward no more, you're not nervous, because it's raw, there's no method, and that's the actual truth. So you start contracting more. So I'm going to leave you with this message, and it's really about self-control. And basically what contracting is, it's about getting everything out of your life that is dishonest. And when you do that, the expansion is that feeling of self-worth. You feel it, you feel different. And of course, your results on the outside change. So it's backwards. So it's almost what I'm saying is, to get good with women, you stop going out and trying to cheat women and use tricks, and then you naturally become good with women. Because you are that man, you are that guy. We attract what we are, be careful what we become. So when I went backwards, of course, women started to come to me. Women would start conversations with me. That never used to happen when I was a pickup artist, because my energy was off. I had to use tricks and attract the women in the same vibration. I've talked in other videos about vibrational state, different states of consciousness, or just different places of integrity. And a dishonest person who's always dishonest carries a very different energy to a person who's honest. That's not a judgment, that is the truth, because I've been both, so I know. And you actually feel spiritually different when you're an honest person. The words flow better, the feelings flow through you better. Your heart opens up more. When you're dishonest, your heart closes up and you become angry and all the rest of it. So this is the real man's work. And when we say, we always want to define things in words and break them down. Sometimes we lose translation when we do that. So when we say, what is it women are attracted to? Women are attracted to a man who likes himself. It's pretty fucking simple. So if you've got to use methods to get women, that means you don't like yourself. If you liked yourself, you wouldn't use the method. I'm not using the method now when I fucking talk to you guys, am I? So this is just passion towards the masses. I'm just being honest and open, letting things flow. If you like me or you don't, I couldn't care less. I like me and I like doing this video. Do you see my point? This is the method. You are the method, you idiot. I'm talking to my old self. Some of you guys. Wake up!